Howdy, Kathleen again, the Countertop Diva. And I just want to show you in more detail some of the different options when you create a new event. So let's look at, I'm going to pop into next week. And let's say I'm just by hand wanting to add another install for Monday. So I'm going to click on that time, 8:30 on that Monday, and I'll just say, maybe I know that this is the Foley kitchen install. So I've typed in the name of the job. What next? It's showing me the day, the time. Maybe I want to change when the ending time. So I just click on that time. I can then scroll down. I can look at a specific time, or I can look. It's nice that they give us a little cheater, like how many hours do we think we want to budget. So I'm going to say 5.5 hours for that one. Notice I have the does it repeat option. I'm not going to use that for this, but it is useful if I was scheduling, maintenance on a machine or a recurring staff meeting, but I'm going to leave it with does not repeat. Add guests would be what if I wanted to email a particular person. So it's not the same as like just sharing it with my team. If I add it to my install calendar, I don't have to invite them every time. But maybe if I'm wanting to invite a designer, if I wanted to invite my accountant to come to a particular meeting, I can click add guests and then I just type in the email address for that person and the guest gets invited. Now, it will also then automatically offer to let me use the Google Meet conferencing, or if you use Zoom a lot, you can integrate your Zoom too. Add location. That certainly is going to be important in a lot of instances. So I can pull up and type in, I know it's 2905 and it was Parmentor. Oh, and there it is. So Google is pulling up and finishing the address for me. I can just pull it. And now that's great because I used that Google interface. It's going to be mapped there in the future. So add description or attachments. That's useful if I want to add a note. There's a gate key is 1234 for this, building complex or this apartment complex. You can also add attachments. So that can be useful if you know you want to go, maybe you want to upload a bid, you want to upload a customer drawing. You can click add attachment and then browse and choose what you wanted to add. And this is the calendar button again. So these are referencing those sub calendars that we had over on the left. Kathleen's calendar is just my default events for, saying, oh, that's just my default sort of office or admin or sales events. Or I can click on that and say, no, it's actually going to be an install. So I want it to be on my install calendar. Anything else? Busy. This would be like maybe I want to just remind myself, hey, you need to work on this quote a particular day, but I'm not going to say I'm busy. I'm sort of interruptible. If I needed to do something else, I could choose free instead of busy. We definitely want to be busy. We don't want anybody to book over our install. And notifications, super useful for some kinds of meetings. The default there was 10 minutes before. I could also say, no, I want 30 minutes before a particular meeting. And they'll just get a reminder that will come up as an alert inside your Google Calendar on your phone. And again, that's really useful. Let's go ahead and click more options. To tell you the truth, I don't even know what we're going to find there, but let's see. Okay, so that pulled up the big sort of a full screen view, and you can get at all the different options in one screen. So there's sort of a bigger view of all the different times that we had, make it all day, invite other people. And at this point, though, I'm just going to go ahead and say save. And now I've saved that new install on my calendar. Very easy. I did, though, just want to show once again, if you missed the previous episode or video of how easy it is to add an event if you actually started in speed folder. So I switched over to my speed folder. This is where I've already added a job, maybe while I was talking to a customer or on the phone. I've already added all their details in and I put in, oh, I know that we talked about an install on the 27th. All I then need to do is say add to calendar. That pulls up that same sort of window that we were just in on my Google Calendar. And all I have to do now is change it to install. because that's what I was scheduling, and then click on the end time to select a duration. So maybe we'll go ahead and say that one, 6 hours. And notice by default, it pulled in all the details for the job. The address is already in there. All the details about, oh, we're doing 2 rooms. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm even going to say, oops, I had the wrong times in there. I want 8:30 in the morning, and I'm going to have that end at 4 p.m. I'm going to give it some extra time, and I'm going to hit save. And now that will again be on my calendar. We're going to scroll forward to that week. Here's next week and one more. And there's that kitchen with all the information. I click on it and all those details are right there. So that's why I just think when you double up and use Google Calendar with the free speed folder program, it's just super powerful. Okay, what else do we want to show you though about adding an event? Let's again look at if you wanted a recurring event. So I'm going to go ahead and say, maybe Tuesday mornings at 8, we have a recurring team meeting. So I'm just going to say team meeting, and it's already 8 to 9 because I clicked at that 8 o'clock time. I'm going to then choose, let's see, find 8 to time, add guests, more options. And here is where I am going to be able to say, not it does not repeat, but it does repeat. And we'll say weekly on Tuesday. And then if I want to invite other people, I'm going to say add guests. I'm just going to pretend I'm inviting somebody else, and I can invite individual people from my team. It's giving me a little hint. Oh, you can manage your call settings. Okay, great. I'll look into that later. And now I save it. Yep. It's saying, do you want to send the invitation to the guests? Yeah, I do want to send it. And then when that person, yep, it's not my internal email. That's okay. Then when that person sees the invitation, they can go ahead and say accept, and it will show up on their calendar also. But there's the activity I started. It shows me who I've invited. That person has not yet accepted because there's no green arrow yet, but we'll see that in the future. And then I also just want to show, let's hop to next week. And sure enough, it's there next week as well. The other nice thing is, let's say 2 weeks from now, we know we want to cancel the meeting. So I'm going to open that one that's on November 2nd, and I'm going to hit the trash can to delete the event. And it's going to ask me, do you want to delete all of them, this and the following events, or only this event, or all of them, even in the past and the future? I'm going to say, nope, just this one. I just want to cancel that one event. Do I want to send people a notice? Maybe I'll say I'm out of town that day, and then, yep, I'm going to send everybody a notice saying, hey, the team meeting's canceled that day. Or you don't need to send it either. If they're using Google Calendar, they're going to see that it's not on the calendar that week. Okay, once again, now I've moved up into November. I'm going to go back to today. Okay, so I just hopped over to my phone again to finish up. I did want to show a couple things just look a little bit different. They can be intimidating on the phone. Let's browse to December and make an event that closes the office for a couple different days. So I'm going to click on the word October up in the top, and I'm just going to sort of with my hand slide over to December. I'm going to click on the 22nd, and then I'm going to hit the plus sign. So that brings up my selection menu here. I'm going to say, yep, I'm creating an event, and I'm going to call this Christmas break. Right away, oh, it actually, I think I had already been playing with this, so it pulled up the vacation calendar. If it didn't, though, I just click on that. Let's say it pulled up install calendar. I just click on that and instead choose vacation. Now you'll notice up at the top, all day is off for mine. I'm going to turn it on because I want just the whole day sort of blocked off. The start day is December 22nd. I'm going to click on the second one there, and I'm going to say we're closed through the 27th. So all day from the 22nd through the 27th. And I don't need a location, but notice we do still have those other options, the location, the notification, descriptions. But all I need to do now is click save. And on my calendar, there it is. It says Christmas break.
And notice Google put the little, because I said it was Christmas, it kind of predicted what was going on. It put an image in there. And then the rest of the events, it's really useful that it shows me 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6. So it has it all marked off. I think that sums up just kind of a little deeper dive into creating events, and we'll move on the next video.